Hello, it's Jeanette with Amazing Paper Crafts. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm back with another video tutorial, and this time I'm going to be making a card. You see this beautiful card here with this gorgeous designer series paper, and look at that beautiful ribbon. I'm using a stamp set called Friend Like You for the images and the sentiment. Isn't that pretty? Pretty. Okay, so anyway, if you would like to learn how I did this, the masking and all of the other little techniques, just keep watching. So to begin making our card, we're going to need to first make the mask that we use for the front. And for that, I'm going to be taking a little piece of regular copy paper. And this just is like a quarter of a sheet of copy paper, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And we're not even going to use that much, but what I want to do is I want to take the die from this die set. It's called Wild Rose, and it is part of a bundle to a Wild Rose. But we're not going to use the stamp set. I just want to use the die. This is a very cool shaped die, and I really liked it. So I thought, let me see if I can do a masked card with it. So I'm just going to take some repositionable tape and tape that on there and take this to the die cutting machine, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I've got this all cut out. Now I'm going to take another die and I'm going to cut it the shape of the card that we're going to be using for the front. And for that I'm going to use the rectangle stitched dies. I'm trying to find the front of it here. Rectangle stitched framelit dies. Now there's going to be probably another number maybe in the new book, because this is the old dies, but I think we have new dies for this. Now I'm going to take the one that's 4th from the largest. That's this one here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to center this. Make sure that it's as centered as I can get it, top and bottom. And take that little piece of tape that I just had, if I can get it off the wall. Okay, I'll put that, and I'm going to take this to the Big Shot. Okay, so here's my mask. I'm going to try to carefully take it off of this paper. We'll put the die away for now. Okay, and so now I need to stick it on this piece of paper. You see, they're exactly the same size, and I'm just going to use some repositionable dot tape for that. Got it right here, and not going to try not to put too much, but I do need it to stay on my paper. So let me line this up. Okay, I think that's going to work right there. Let's hope. All right, now we can start coloring. Okay, and the colors that I've chosen today are soft seafoam, and I'm going to be using sponge daubers, and mossy meadow, seaside spray, night of navy, and rich raspberry. So I'm also going to be using some vegetable glycerin. Now I like using vegetable glycerin because it helps make the dye ink kind of go a little bit smoother. And I was reminded about this technique from someone who was doing a really beautiful card on Facebook. I'm sorry, on YouTube, and I can't remember her name, but if I can remember it, I'll make sure to give her a shout out in the description of this video. So to start, I'm going to take a block. I'm going to take some of this ink right from the pad, and I'm going to stamp it right there on the block. Okay, and then I'm going to take 1 drop of glycerin, and that's pretty much all I'm going to need, is just kind of one. Well, let me make sure it's open first. 1 drop of glycerin, about that big. I don't know if you can see that. I probably won't need any more than that, but if I do, I'll get some more. Now I'm going to take my sponge dauber and I'm going to just dab a little bit of glycerin on it, and I'm going to just go ahead and clean up all of that ink off of here. Okay, doesn't look like there's any more ink on there. It's all on my ink, my little sponge dauber. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off on the side because I don't want it to be too dark, but I'm going to just go up as far as I can with this ink, and it probably will just take me about halfway before it starts to turn too light. Okay, I think halfway is pretty good. Now I'm going to take the next color, which I said was Mossy Meadow, and I'm going to go ahead and just dab just a tad. I don't even need that much. So we're going to take a little bit of glycerin. We're going to take the Mossy Meadow, and now what I want to do is I want to kind of darken the bottom part of this just a little bit, not too much, just a little bit. And then I can bring that soft seafoam back in and kind of blend those two colors. Okay, and it's going to look really pretty when it's all done. Now then I'm going to wipe this off because I did put way too much Mossy Meadow on there. So I'll wipe it off with my baby wipe, and I'm going to use the next color, which is Seaside Spray. Such a pretty color. It's one of the new in colors that we got this year. And I'm going to use this dauber. I'm going to make sure there's no ink on it because I did borrow it from something else. Okay, a little bit of glycerin. Let's clean this mess up here on the block. Got to get it all on the dauber. And now I'm going to be working off the side, and now I'm bringing it on. And I'm going to probably bring it up most of the way. Okay, and now I'm going to bring back that soft sea foam, and we'll just blend those two colors nicely together. Okay, all right. Now the next color I'm going to use is Night of Navy. Let's just put a little dab there on the corner of my block, and take a little bit of glycerin. Okay, and a little bit of this dye, and this is kind of a dark color, so I don't want to be too dark with it or too heavy with it, but I'm going to be going on the top here with it. Okay, and now I'm going to take that seaside spray, and I'm bringing that back in so that we could blend those colors together, and it's so pretty. Okay, now the next color that I'm going to use just for the very top is some rich raspberry. Okay, I'm just going to put some right here on this side of the corner here. And I don't need a whole lot of that either, so I'm just taking just a tad. And now I'm going to dip that in what's left of that glycerin, and I am going to mix that color up, and I'm going to go from the top here and just come in very gently, and I don't really want to go too far down. And then I'm going to take that Night of Navy and come back in and blend just the top part, so it gives it a, kind of like a purplish sky, and come back with that seafoam. With that seaside spray. I keep wanting to call it seafoam spray, but it's seaside spray. Okay, so now let's clean up our block so that we don't get our hands in it, or so that I don't get my hands in it, because you're not going to. You're not here. Anyway, all right, so now you can let this dry a little bit, but I'm a little impatient. I'm not going to dry it. What you could dry it with is like maybe a heat gun, or just set it here and just let it dry completely. But like I say, I don't want to wait. So I'm going to bring in my Stamparatus. And the stamp set that I'm going to use, I'm going to go ahead and place this whole card there with the mask and everything on my Stamparatus. I have this little corner here that I've been using so that it's not too close to this corner. I don't get a real good impression when it's too close to that corner there. But anyway, the stamp set that I'm going to be using is called Friend Like You, and I'm going to be using this stamp image, this one here, and I'm also going to be using this stamp image here, which I believe is either wheat or rice. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what that stalk is, but let's start with this one here. We're going to just place this right here on our design. Not too worried that I'm getting it in the middle. I just want it because I'm going to be stamping a sentiment in that corner there. Okay, so I think that's straight enough for me. I'm going to pick it up. Oops. Well, I'm not going to pick it up. What I need to do, because I've been using this a lot, what I need to do is just kind of wipe it off because it's lost a little bit of its sticky here on the bottom. Sometimes when you overuse your polymer, your photopolymer stamps, you have to wipe them off on the back side. Okay, now let's push that down and pick it up. There we go. That's better. Okay, now I'm going to be using some Memento Tuxedo Black ink to ink this up, and let's get a really good inking on this. I think my Memento might need some more ink on it, but we'll try it, and if it doesn't stamp right the first time, we have a second chance and a third chance, and until we get it right. Okay, let's hope we get it right the first time. All right, let's see. Yep, that looks pretty good to me. Now I'm going to wipe off my stamp. I'm using a baby wipe here. We do have other cleaners that you could use. I've got a new cleaner that's kind of interesting, but you need to dry it off after you use it, and you know it really does clean your stamps really good. So sometimes I just go through and clean my stamps at the end of the day just to make sure they're all clean before I put them away. So the next one is this it's this right here. Okay, like I said, I don't know if that's wheat or rice or what, but I'm going to go ahead and place this here and trying to get it nice and straight. Okay, and you can see through this stamp, and what I need to probably use is my take your pick tool so it doesn't stick to my fingers. And let me move it just a little bit over. Want to get it perfect. I think that's pretty good. So I'm going to take it, press down, pick that up. Okay, make sure that's still in the corner. We're going to ink it up with Memento Tuxedo Black ink again. Hopefully we'll get a nice good image, crisp image. We'll press that down. If we don't get a good image, we'll do it again. Actually, that's not too bad. That's not too bad at all. All right. Now, I want the dragonflies to hang off the side, so I'm going to be removing this mask. I also want the sentiment to hang off the side. Isn't that pretty? I love this color combination. It is fast becoming my favorite. Now I've got some residue of the repositionable dot glue. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my glue eraser and just remove that glue from the corners here. Okay, so now I'm going to place this back here. I'm going to get out the dragonflies now. And we'll position the dragonflies about right there maybe. I want a little bit of it to go off the design. And then I'm going to grab my sentiment which says enjoy the little things, and I'm going to set that right here, and that's going to kind of go a little bit off the side too. Okay, I think I got that right now. All right, now let's wipe this off and take it off, because we don't need this one anymore. Let's put this back in there. And then we'll pick this up like that. Okay. Now we are going to ink it up with some more Memento Tuxedo Black ink. Got to get it really good. Okay. Try not to stick your finger in it. Okay, got it right there on the corner there. Okay, very good, very good. All right. Now let's press that in and hope it doesn't smear. Okay. Let's see what we got. There we go. Oops, I think we're going to need to press that enjoy the little things a little bit better. Let's put that back in the corner there. See how it didn't come out that good? Let's press that in really good. Okay, there it is. Oh, thank goodness for the Stamparatus. I just love this thing. I love stamp positioning tools for this reason, because you get a second, third, and fourth chance to get it right. Okay, now I am going to go ahead and wipe this off, my baby wipe, because I'm going to be using this little dragonfly again for the inside. So let me put this away. Okay. All right, now I have my design here. I'm going to take this Stamparatus and put it over there. Okay. I know I have a little bit of ink on the side here, but I'm okay with that. I am going to now just put this on this black foil. Now the black foil is sized for the very next, the next size up, which is the third to the largest. I just used some of our black foil. Got some speckles on it, some paper speckles on it. And so I cut that out already. You can even see the little stitching on it. I don't know if you can see that. It's stitching. It's really pretty. So what I'm going to use is some, I think I could probably use some multi-purpose liquid glue or liquid multi-purpose glue. And we'll go ahead and put some of that on here. Let's pick that up. Okay. There we go. And we're just going to let that set. And I'm going to work on the next layer. And now I'm going to put some ribbon on here, but I want to put it on at a diagonal. So what I did was I marked the back, and on the back I have some pencil markings that are 1/2 inch from this corner here and that corner there, and also 2.5 inches from this corner here and from that corner there. So if I lay this on its back here, I can see my markings. I think I can see my markings. Here we go. Let's see. Yep, here they are. Okay, here's my markings. Boy, I should have used a darker pen. All right. Now you see that right there, how I have 1/2 inch hanging off here, and from here to here is 2.5 inches. So I'm going to take some snail adhesive, and I am going to put a bunch of snail adhesive here. Now it's probably a little bit too much, but I think I cut about maybe 6.5 inches of ribbon, and I want to make sure that it's tight on there, and I'm folding it over here. Okay, and now I have another piece of ribbon here. Let's measure that. That measures about 6 inches. Okay, and now I'm going to be putting that ribbon here. Okay, let's put it upside down here. I'm going to put that ribbon here and here. Make sure it doesn't twist. I know this is a little bit unusual on how to lay ribbon, but I wanted to make sure that they were perfectly parallel. from each other. Now let's grab some more snail adhesive. Okay. And this is some sparkly black organdy ribbon. So pretty. It really sparkles pretty. I love this stuff. Okay, now when you turn it over, you've got two stripes here that sparkle. And I'm going to put a couple of glue dots just to hold them down in the middle. One right there. I don't want them, make sure they're held down straight. Okay, and one right there. Okay. Oh, and now it wants to stick to my grid paper because of all that glue I have on the back of it. All right, and we'll just go ahead and glue this to our black card base. Okay, I'm going to use some more of this snail adhesive. Put a little bit more on this. Make sure it doesn't come apart. All right, I think that's enough. I don't want to overdo it. And I'm going to try to just center this the best I can on here. Top and bottom and side to side. That's not too bad of a job. Okay, and then I'm going to be bringing this up on dimensionals. So let's get our dimensionals. I'm going to put one in every corner. And I'll put a couple in the middle so that it doesn't. I'll put some on the side too. We'll be generous today with our dimensionals. Got them all off. Okay, and now let's place this right in the center. I'm going to try to eyeball it and make sure that there's top and bottom equal space, and on the side. It's not perfect, but it looks pretty cool. Doesn't that look pretty? Oh my goodness, I do love that. Okay, so let's work on the inside of the card. What I have is a piece of Whisper White, and I have a little cutoff piece from this paper that I am going to just put some snail adhesive on, and we'll put it right on the bottom. Probably didn't need that much snail adhesive, but we're going to put it right here on the bottom. It's the exact same size. It measures 4 inches by 3/4 of an inch. Okay, and on the middle of the card, I'm going to use this sentiment that says, "And everything else will work out." So the front says, "Enjoy the little things, and everything else will work out." I think that's a pretty cool saying, don't you? Let's see. This is it right here. Now I am going to use my Stamparatus again because I want to make sure that it is straight on here. Okay. So let's move this here. And everything else. See, I was going to put that upside down. Here it goes. And everything else will work out. All right. Now here's what I do to make sure that it's straight. I bring this over and I can kind of see the grid marks on there. And to me that looks just slightly off. I'm going to take my take your pick tool and push it up on this end just a little bit. And let's see. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Okay, so let me pick it up and we will ink that up. Let's make sure that that's in the corner there. We're going to ink it up again with Memento Tuxedo Black ink. Okay. Well, it's the first time I've used this stamp, so I may have to do this 2 times. We'll see. Nope, that turned out pretty good. Okay, and so now I'm going to just take these little dragonflies. I'm just going to stick them on this block here. Ink them up. And let me just put them right here in the corner. All right, let's move this out of the way. All right. I got a little smudge there, but I'll erase it with my little sander. And we're gonna just go ahead and stick this. Let's move this out of the way. We'll stick this on the inside of the card. Okay. Bring the card over. And let's try to get this right in the center with equal space. There we go. I think I had a little bit of that Memento black ink on my hands. That's why I got a little spot there, but I could erase that with my sander. Okay, so what do you think? I really like this card. You know, if I wanted to, I can make it a little sparkly by adding some Wink of Stella or maybe some shimmer paint, shimmer spray, but I kind of like it the way it is because there's a lot of sparkly going on, and the shine of that foil, that black foil. Yep, I think I like this card. Well, I hope you do too. So if you need any of the tools and supplies that I used in this video, please go to my website at www.geamazingpapercrafts.stampinup.net. I would be happy to be your demonstrator if you don't already have one. And if you like this video, please click the like button. And if you want to subscribe and make sure to turn on that notification bell so you'll get notified every time I put out a video. So once again, I am Jeanette with Geamazing Paper Crafts, and you make it a great day. Bye-bye.